To a lot of people, especially outside the UK, this is what British history looks like. It's a genre of film and TV that us Brits have become very good at, and it's popular at home too. But there is a problem with this vision of British history. It's often almost entirely white. Some of them have the occasional token appearance of a black or brown character, but others don't even bother with that.
Oh dear.
I mean, I thought that there was a long history of diversity in the UK, even before the Windrush era. But if that's true, then why are period dramas so white?
When they are writing the 6 names down on a piece of paper as possibles, you've got to be one of them.
This is Julian Fellowes. He's the creator and writer of Downton Abbey. He also co-wrote Gosford Park and Vanity Fair, and he has said that he's in favour of increased diversity in casting, but not when it comes to period dramas. According to Lord Fellowes, historical drama puts you in a different territory because you can't make something untruthful. Fellowes has since backtracked on these comments, but it still raises an important question. How truthful are period dramas really when it comes to racial diversity? Okay, let's take Victorian Britain, for instance. Oliver Twist. Yeah, that's pretty white. Sense and Sensibility, same. Black Beauty.
Jesus, black as ebony.
Is the absence of any black or brown faces a truthful depiction of Victorian society?
It wouldn't be uncommon to see black people in London, in Liverpool, in Cardiff, in Bristol, as workers. People working the docks, people will be carpenters, seafarers, West Africans, Somalis, those from the Caribbean and so on. It also wouldn't be that unusual to see people probably as students, people coming and studying to be doctors, to be lawyers. You know, almost any occupation you can think of other than probably politician. I mean, Dickens talks himself about going to Liverpool and going to a pub where there's mainly black people and so on. So the evidence is there, but history is presented in such a way that it kind of obscures these things.
If you were around in the mid-19th century, you might have come across bare-knuckle boxers Peter Jackson, Bill Richmond, or Tom Molyneux. Molyneux in particular fought all over England. Or maybe even PC John Kent. He worked in Carlisle from 1837. And then there's S.J. Celestine Edwards. He was the first black editor of a newspaper or magazine in the UK. And of course we have to mention Sarah Forbes Bonetta, who was the goddaughter of Queen Victoria. So Victorian Britain was definitely a racially diverse place. But let's take it back further, to the Georgian era.
There were significant numbers of black people here in the 18th century, probably 15,000 people maybe in London alone. Effectively, slavery existed in Britain. You have quite large numbers of people coming to the country from North America who had fought with Britain in the Revolutionary War. So yeah, there are significant numbers of people here.
But let's keep going back. Surely Tudor England was completely white. I mean, look at the Tudors TV show. Nope. This is John Blank, resident trumpeter of both Henry VII and Henry VIII. Catherine of Aragon was known to have brought a group of her African attendants with her from Spain, and King James I also had many black Moors at his court. So that's about 500 years of black British history. How about 2,000 years ago? Yep, Roman England was racially diverse too. So if historical accuracy isn't the problem, then why do period dramas get whitewashed? At this point, we need to look hard at the industry itself.
You cannot win an Emmy for roles that are simply not there.
Getting cast in a film or TV show in the UK is by no means an easy feat as a black actor. British Film Institute research found that 59% of UK films from 2006 to 2016 had no black actors in any role. And for period dramas, it's 80%. And the type of films that do cast black actors, they tend to revolve around the same old stereotypes. Crime, civil rights, biopic, slavery, or Africa. Out of the 1,172 films assessed by the BFI, the films with a black leading performance only account for 157. There's even examples of white actors getting cast in black roles. So what's going on here? Why aren't black actors getting cast?
The people making the films and TV shows and making decisions about who gets cast, in the main, are not people of colour. So the kinds of stories that go into production, more often than not, don't feature people who look like me at the centre of those narratives. Unless they're particularly thinking about diversity amongst the cast, they just go to their default setting, which is to cast a white person in that role. It's very destructive. You know, we're not part of the conversation when we're talking about cinema, and therefore we don't have an equal voice in terms of representation. It should be kind of multifaceted, multi-stranded, and for so long it hasn't been.
This has led to a talent drain, with most of our best actors looking to the US for opportunities. And when there is less representation in TV and film, this has a far-reaching impact beyond the screen. If we do not see ourselves reflected in popular culture, it engenders a feeling of alienation, that these are not made for us and that we have no place in this story. And in the context of historical drama, that means we have no place in British history.
In period and costume dramas, because we've never been cast in those roles, and those are the films that sell abroad, people abroad, when they think about the people who live in Britain, they don't think about people other than white people. And so that then feeds into the people who are casting these films. And it's a cyclical thing that goes on and on and on. Unless somebody breaks that, it doesn't happen.
However, in recent years, there's been a noticeable shift on screen. Back in 2013, Amar Asante made a landmark film called Belle. It's a period drama with a black British female lead. It was a big statement and an equally big success. Asante followed that up with A United Kingdom in 2016, starring David Oyelowo. And in 2019, Armando Iannucci used colourblind casting in his film The Personal History of David Copperfield, casting Dev Patel in the lead role and many more BAME actors in supporting roles.
I just wanted the best people to play the parts, really. Why can't I draw from 100% of the acting talent available?
And on TV, there's also been a noticeable increase in diverse casting. But while these are positive signs, the structures and barriers that are keeping black actors off our screens are still endemic. The problem is still here, it's just harder to ignore it. I've really skimmed over Black British history here, so please do look in the description for links to further reading. I'll also put a list of all the different films that were featured. I want to say a massive thank you to Cecily Jones and Hakim Addy, who helped me out massively with my research, and also the legendary costumiers Cosprop, who got me all dressed up and let me look through their warehouse. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more films from The Guardian, please like and subscribe.